Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for an absolutely gorgeous looking car. This is a Honda CR-V, and it's the 2-litre petrol black edition. Ironically named, of course, given the fact that it's white, but it is a black edition car. This car's covered just 60,000 miles from new. It's been very, very, very well looked after. They are such a handsome looking car with this kit on, I have to say. Front of the car, really clean. Lights and lenses are clear and intact. There's no cracks or condensation there. Bonnet is extremely clean. Can't see any obvious scratches, dents, chips or otherwise. Near side, absolutely mirror smooth, no indentations. Near side front alloy, remarkably clean, and they look very, very original. And panels again, really lovely. Near side rear alloy again, absolutely lovely. Just a couple of very minor marks. And around the back, I always like them from the back, the high level spoiler and the little trim down there. They're very subtle, but they really do make a difference. And then offside of the car, again, lovely, smooth in the panels. Can't see any obvious indentations there again. Offside rear alloy, again, lovely and clean. Panel work, final alloy, again with just the odd minor mark on it, but in all honesty, that is going to be one of the cleanest CR-Vs you're going to see on any vintage. Coming to the back of the car now, absolutely enormous boots, and it is in absolutely lovely condition back here, and that's rare for CR-Vs because they're normally very heavily used in the back. Let's come to the front, at the back now rather. Again, this is normally where CR-Vs let themselves down. And it's nothing to do with build quality, it's just basically where kids sit, and they can be really heavily used, marked, but this one's been kept beautifully. There is a bizarre thing with my camera. It makes the seats look sort of slightly pinky, almost purpley. They're not, they are black, so kind of ignore that. Coming in the front, the passenger side, again, lovely and clean. Passenger seat again, in fantastic condition. Finally coming to the front, door card again, really nice and clean. Footwell areas likewise, and driver's seat for an 8-year-old car is in fantastic condition. Inside the car now, engine's running through this section so the dash can be seen illuminated, and it's in beautiful condition. The sat nav you can see working exactly as it should. And up there I've got the little information pod. I'll pop it into reverse, get that lovely clear gridded parking camera. It's been kept absolutely beautifully. And then come up to the main dash vehicle, so I take the handbrake off, so there's no lights there. 60,307 miles, and there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all. But it is in super condition in here. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video. This is for a really lovely car. This is for a Honda CR-V 2-litre black edition. This car's registered KU14PPX and with a mileage of 60,308 recorded. The reason for doing all of our videos, as I always say, is it's especially important doing this road test section. It gives us an opportunity to show the car in operation as we do with each and every one of our own retail cars. The reason being that, like lots of people, we've been to see cars which have looked absolutely fine in photographs or description, but only to get there and find out there's an obvious fault that shows up. So hence that's why we do it. Also done on these lovely quiet Gloucestershire roads. It's a little bit early in the morning, so it's a little bit fuzzy. I do apologise, but I've got to get them done when I can, and it's absolutely Baltic today. Currently -5 degrees, but I've got to crack on and get them done. So coming to the car, engine starts even on the coldest mornings instantly and settles to a smooth, even idle. There's no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. I'll do the temperature gauge in a little bit because it's obviously going to take a little while to warm up, so it literally just started. The engines are absolutely superb in every single way. I say in pretty much every video when it applies that Honda build the best 4-cylinder engines in the world. It starts with what everyone knows. They are, this 2-litre engine's, the most reliable and durable engine in its class by quite a long way. They're cam chain driven, there's no cam belts to worry about on them. but more than that, they're just a joyous engine to use. It's so sweet-natured, it's docile, it's tractable, it's economical. Yet when you rev it out, it loves to get up and rev and go. It's just a really lovely engine. You just know as soon as you hear the engine note, it's mechanically sophisticated. It really, really is. Engine then feeds through into the gearbox and clutch, or clutch and gearbox. Clutch on the car, absolutely perfect, nice and smooth, bike point exactly where it's meant to be. So all in fine order. Gearbox on the car, Honda always do good gearboxes, and this one is no different in that respect. What I love about them is the fact that gearbox could easily go into one of Honda's more sporty cars. They don't skimp on, just because it's a family car, and so many manufacturers seem to do. They give you kind of clumsy, long-winded, vague gear changes. This has a kind of precision, a lovely kind of mechanical feel to each and every selection. It's brilliantly done, and that feels exactly as it would have done when it was new. It just shows absolutely nowhere at all. Cracking me as a stone and a half. The steering on the car and the chassis, Honda know this market intimately. The CR-V is the best-selling SUV in the world. And it's obvious because they were way ahead of the game, so they made the car incredibly car-like to drive. Again, unlike so many others that they gave you very sort of truck-like driving experiences. The steering is beautifully weighted, very accurate and precise. It follows faithfully wherever it's meant to go, and it works beautifully with the chassis. It also exhibits absolutely no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. And I always want to talk about tracking just as I go around a corner, which is no good to man no beast, but it does track absolutely dead straight. The chassis of the car, again, because it is, this is designed to be a family car, so it's not overtly sporting. In fact, it's not sporting in any way, which it seems to incur the wrath of many a motoring journalist, which is hilarious, really. What it does absolutely brilliantly, and that is to give you a very comfortable, beautifully judged ride. But when you go through the corners, unless you're driving at insane speeds, very little body roll, beautifully composed, completely unflustered. And what is genius about it, which seems lost on them entirely, is the fact that it's designed for all four occupants. So what I mean by that is, if you've got passengers in the back, which generally are kids, that's quite often the case, and unfortunately most kids these days don't have their nose in the book or looking around at the nature outside. They've got their heads shoved deep into their phones. But it'd be quite a nauseating experience. So it can be unsettling if the cars are lolloping about with soft springs, or being rattled about when they're too hard. And this is what this car does absolutely fantastically well. We take ours up to Wales quite regularly to see family, and some challenging roads. My kids are very prone to car sickness, and they don't get it in these cars. Also, absolutely no rattles or clunks from the suspension at all. The whole car just drives absolutely as tight as a drum. Really, really does. Finally coming inside the car, and again I do apologise because it is a little bit darker on the video than it ordinarily would be. It's in fantastic condition in here, and as you expect of all Hondas, just beautifully put together. No squeaks, no rattles, and bearing in mind, well, it's actually -7 now, goodness me. On really cold mornings, cars can, plastics are hard and unyielding, they just, with no flexibility to them, they can rattle. There's nothing, they are just brilliantly bolted together. And it's just also a really nice place to sit and drive a car. You've got fantastic visibility. On the front there, relatively low dash line gives you a view of a bonnet, which is a minor miracle in this day and age. When you're on the road, you've got these massive wing mirrors helping you with lane changes on motorways or dual carriageways, but they're easy to place. It's just a very easy car to jump in and drive and feel confident in very, very quickly. And the same goes with all the controls, because again, it all falls to hand. It's very logically laid out. Everything's working. Sat nav, dual zone climate control system, which gives you different temperatures side to side if you so wish. Air conditioning, by the way, does pump out lovely cold air. I know it's be hard to tell you today, but we had it in a nice warm workshop and had it blowing out lovely and cold, so we know it works. The switch gear, I know it's a minor thing, but it's a major thing in my eyes, because it's something you're going to be touching each and every day. Everything you press, everything you turn has that wonderful tactile quality that Honda give you. Everything is brilliantly engineered. Dash in front is simplicity itself, nice simple legible dials, and then you've got this lovely leather bound steering wheel which feels pretty much like new to hold. The whole interior, as I said, it's in fantastic condition. This is a four-wheel drive version of the CR-V, which is just as well today. Honda, in their wisdom, knew straight away that the vast majority of people, be driving in generally perfectly good conditions where you don't need it, so it only activates when you need it. Effectively, it runs as a front-wheel drive car pretty much the whole time. Only if the wheels start to spin, or sort of snow, ice in this case, or mud, will it seamlessly bring in the rear wheels to give you four-wheel drive, and it works incredibly efficiently. The advantages of it not being on the whole time are quite clear. It basically means that you're going to be using less fuel, you get through your tyres far less quickly, and you put far less mechanical stress through the car. So at the start of the video, the point of it is to pick up any issues. I do hate saying it, because I know garages are famed for coming up with, it drives like new. It really does. It really just drives as tight as a drum. I cannot fault this car in any way, shape or form.